Welcome to Deep Dive with Dr. D. The entire goal of this podcast is to help you see that you have it within you to do amazing things. Here we go.
We're doing this.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
this will be good. It's a gorgeous Sunday morning in Ellensburg. We have had a few days of great weather, and we're supposed to get a few more. So
that's awesome.
And if you live in Ellensburg, if you've ever been to Ellensburg, you know the W word. We don't say it out loud. Because we've been on a roll for a few days. Anyway, so here we are. Welcome to Deep Dive with Dr. D. If you're new, thank you for joining. If you're a returning viewer or listener, I appreciate your support. I have with me today Laura White. How long have we known each other?
Okay, so it's interesting because this goes back pretty far, actually.
Okay.
Don Satnick.
That's right.
So
your man worked for him.
He did.
In the shop.
My kid's dad, he worked for Don.
That's right. Yeah.
And his dad was one of Don's good friends too, Dan Sr.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do go way back.
We go, actually, since I moved here, which was like 23 or 24 years ago now.
Yeah. And because I moved here in 2001. So what year did you move here?
I moved here in 2003.
Long time.
Wait. Something like that.
Yeah. Be pretty close. That's pretty close.
Yes.
So, so I've got Laura here. I'm going to have her introduce herself. I was just talking with, I guess he's my cousin-in-law, but about my book. He read my book, and we were just kind of talking about that. If you haven't read it yet, do you have a copy of my book?
I don't yet.
Oh, this is perfect. This is great.
Yay.
Okay. So you will have one after
Excellent.
today. And if you haven't gotten a copy, you can get it wherever books are sold online, but locally in Ellensburg, you can get it at Gerald's and Pearl Street Books. You can get it delivered to your door, I learned recently, by Gerald's. If you order on geralds.com, or you can get it on Amazon, you can get it as an ebook, and then I narrated it. So I'm writing a little note in here for you. Thank you for all your support, and I mean that, because you're an amazing human. We're going to learn about Laura today. You guys are. I know about her. That is yours.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the read. You and I have some similar life trajectories, so I think you'll get some something out of that. So there you go. All right. There's my opener. Anything else? Oh, a little side note. Summer is like feeling like it's here. We're getting tricked a little bit, but I'm probably gonna go to bi-weekly podcast over the summer because I like summer and I like to do stuff. So there you go. Now let's hear from Laura.
All
Tell
right.
the world. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Tell the world. I always like to preface this. You and I know each other, but someone out there listening doesn't know Laura. Who are you?
I'm Laura, Laura White. I own a business called Spiritual Awakenings. I'm a natural healing practitioner. I'm also a mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's been an interesting and amazing life, honestly, getting to where I'm at. And it's been so fulfilling creating a business that's surrounded by the weird stuff that I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, that's what it is.
We're going to learn about that,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. And I've been to your business, I think when you first opened. And, and just how these things happen.
Actually, I met you before I met your wife.
Yes. And now Katrina is one of your regular customers.
Yes,
And she I want you to know that she just loves the shit out of you. She thinks you're a great, which I do too, but it was cool to make that connection for the two of you.
Yeah.
I believe things happen for a reason,
Absolutely.
as I know you do.
Absolutely.
So you got the business. Tell me
Yes.
about your family.
So, okay. So I have 2 teenage boys.
Okay.
And that is a nightmare and a dream all put together.
It's a lot.
Because I'm going to tell you, boys are dirty, and I have OCD.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So I do have a little bit of an issue with that.
Yeah.
But I'm learning how to live with it.
Yeah.
And I love my kids so much. I have
course.
one that's getting ready to start driving school. He's getting ready to be 16 in July. And then I have a 13-year-old who's halfway through middle school, and middle school definitely seems like it's the difficult time frame for everybody. But We live with my boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
He's amazing. He's a truck driver and a shop supervisor, or a supervisor for the LTI out here.
Oh,
So
cool.
he's got a fun job, and he works
LTI, they're tankers.
Milky Way.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
So he's a milkman.
Which I always love educating people, because I learned this a long time ago, that there's not always milk in those tankers. They carry wine and juice and
And sometimes they actually carry salt. They have salt trucks too. I've seen him as I was driving over the pass and had to ask him about it, because I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you know, but it makes sense, you know.
Cool.
And they do cream, they do buttermilk, they do all the different stuff, which is interesting.
So it's not always milk in those Milky Way trucks.
It is not.
Yeah,
It is not.
Okay, so he does that.
And then we have a slew of animals. We've got 2 dogs, and both of them are very large. Maui is our Great Dane Mastiff.
Okay.
And he stands about a foot taller than me when he goes up on both his hind legs. Yeah. So he's a big boy, but he's a big, lovey boy, and he's starting to get old now. Yeah. And then Jake, and he is our rescue dog, so we don't really know what his genetics are. So he's a mutt like me.
Yeah. Nice.
And then we have our roommate, and he is amazing as well.
Okay.
And cooks dinner every night and does the dishes. And I'm going to tell you what, it's a lifesaver for me. So
oh my gosh, that's
I cannot
handy.
complain.
Yeah.
I cannot complain.
So lots of family and
of family.
Our pets, you just met little Jerry and we have Johnny, and I kind of, I think the bigger the dog, the softer the heart.
It's true.
Right?
It's very true.
Because we have to remind Jerry, excuse my language, don't be a dick to your brother.
Don't be a dick.
He's like, Johnny's just looking at him like, dude, can you give me a break? And little Jerry, 10 pounds. Yeah, so I think the bigger the dog, the bigger the heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And let's see, what else are we missing? We talked about family, and you've had the business for how long now?
So I started this business in 2019, but it became brick-and-mortar in 2021.
Okay.
2021. And in 2022, I actually I found a space. I had a friend from Soul Gym Healing, Brittany. Okay. And she was moving on into a different type of space for herself. And so I sublet her space until her lease was over, and I fell in love.
And that's out where you are now?
And that's on Dollar Way.
On Dollar Way. What's the name of that building?
It is Sun Lake Properties.
Yeah.
And they own like a bunch of different things.
They do.
Like, it's amazing. And I'm actually trying to get a bigger space right now in the building.
Wow. Good for you.
I have a lot going on.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. You want to do a question?
Let's do the question. Right. Okay.
Here we go. You do a wide range of spiritual and healing work. And I don't know this. I'm going to learn this, and our listeners will learn it. What led you into this work, into this path?
So there was a lot of different things, but it really honestly started from childhood. My dad was a Southern Baptist minister. He wasn't necessarily a kind person to us. And so I had a lot of issues with spirituality growing up. Okay. And because of that, after my parents split up and I was able to get more comfortable in my life, I went ahead and did a lot of research on different religions, because I kind of wanted to understand what the difference was. And
what ages are we talking here? Adulthood?
17.
Oh, okay.
I was about
so
17, 18. I was
So you started
really
taking
young.
a look at things yourself.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And, I just wanted to understand more about the different facets of things. And as I got older, I really kind of shied away from structured religions and just kind of found my own way of things. And ever since I was 3, I've been an active medium. I've been able to hear spirits, see them, interact with them. And it wasn't always great. It was actually really scary for a long time. And after my dad and mom split and moved out, a lot of the stuff that was happening went away with him. And I realized that's when I actually started realizing that people could have spirit and demonic attachments. And when I found that out, that really pushed me into pursuing the spiritual side of things and checking into religions and just kind of seeing what everything meant and, just I needed something.
Yeah.
Something. I was grasping for something. And at that point, I was drinking a lot. Mm-hmm. I started really early and luckily caught myself early. Mm-hmm. And as I'm catching myself, it dawned on me when my ex and I split up that I was ready for something different. I was so tired of being mad at the world. I was tired of being mad at people that hurt me. And so I started really digging in and trying to find something softer and more gentle in myself. And
yeah, that's cool.
It led me on a path of where I'm at right now.
So structurally, we're Southern Baptist. So were you living in the South?
My family... Okay, so my brother and my sisters and I were all born in Seattle.
Okay.
But we grew up in Ohio.
Okay.
Until I was about 10.
What part of Ohio?
Cincinnati.
Okay.
All over the place.
Oh,
we lived all over the place.
Yeah.
And it was not terrible. It's just, I definitely love the Pacific Northwest.
Sure.
It's got all the different facets.
And what age did you move back here?
I was 10.
You were 10.
So I was 10 when we moved back here. So my little sister, who's 10 years younger than me, was born here. She had never gotten to see.
And here, what part of Washington?
Seattle.
What part?
Okay, so I was born at the University Hospital.
Okay.
My brother was born at the University Hospital. My youngest sister was born at the University Hospital. And my sister in between those two was born in Bellevue at the Overlake Hospital.
Okay. Yeah.
So literally all of us were here.
Yeah, in the Seattle area though. Okay.
Yep.
And then, okay,
but
so...
I grew up by Northgate, like Lake City Way, Northgate,
right.
Maple Leaf, so like right in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm as you were talking about this, one question that I have that I think might be helpful, just for people to hear, because they hear about this kind of work and they're skeptics,
right?
Who
wouldn't be?
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you respond to skeptics about medium work or psychic work, or even like we were talking about being hypnotized? There's like this voodoo kind of thing. How do you respond to the skeptics?
I like it. I know it sounds weird, but skeptics are people that I have an opportunity to teach.
Huh. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let me show you.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
I like that, because in my realm of substance use disorders,
right,
people will ask me, why are you so loud about your life? I'm like, because I want to educate people.
Right.
And
I lived it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and you've lived that life where you've taught yourself about this work. You've had a calling for this work, what I've heard you say. And so when you hear the skeptics, that's an opportunity to educate.
Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, I mean, if you look at the recovery, right? And if you look at healing, because recovery for recovering alcoholics and drug addicts, I'm also one myself, is very similar to the healing process in spirituality. Because there is a lot of hurdles inside of ourselves that we have to overcome to get to a point to where we actually find peace. Or even like sections of peace. Yeah.
No, I there's many of my friends in recovery. We many of us are jaded against religion because we had such negative experiences.
It can be pretty judgmental.
Oh,
honestly.
huge.
Yeah.
My abuser as a boy, that he was a deacon in his church. A pillar of his community, and then my brother was highly involved in the church, but I also knew what was happening behind the scenes. And I know that my story is just one of many for people in recovery who have been hurt in some way, shape, or form. So having that process that you have, you can help someone find some, I've heard you say it a couple times, some peace.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, helping others in their healing process brings up a lot of triggers for me. A lot of, I feel like, the universe and God and my guardian angels and spirit guides will send people to me that need help. And it's somewhat, their circumstances and situations are somewhat similar to experiences that I've had, which helps me help them navigate it because I've had to do it. But it also really brings some healing to me, because that wounded kid that needed that when I was little just got it.
Yeah.
Just got it.
That's really cool. Yeah, and I smile fondly because you do work with Katrina.
I do.
And Katrina's also a Christian.
Yes.
She goes to church.
Yeah.
You know, which could be very like, oh God, how can you? Well, you know what? I think if we have more of that in the world, open-mindedness to different paths, and maybe even mixing some paths, that it's a good thing. It's not a this against that thing.
Yeah. Well, and the way that I see it is that every single person that comes to me is going to have their own spiritual beliefs.
Yeah.
And so I do ask about that before I start doing the sessions, because I really want to gear your session towards what you believe. Because if I just say a bunch of stuff to an atheist about God, they're not going to respond well to what I'm saying. But if I'm saying something about Muslim religion to a Christian, they're not going to respond well either. We really, I have
so you learn about people.
That was also interesting, because part of my studies while I was a kid has led me to a lot of broad knowledge about different religious aspects, which actually helps me a lot, because I believe in all of it.
Yeah.
I was angry at God for a while, but I got my shit together and figured some stuff out for myself, and realized that that wasn't the problem. It was the people that was the problem. And that's kind of why I don't follow the conformed religions, is what I call it. Probably not the best word for it, but spirituality to me means that I'm open to all the things natural. You know, God,
interesting.
Goddess.
Yeah, you and I, you know, we did our little pre-talk before this, and we have that similar. I blamed my mom for a lot of. I blamed a lot of people, and it was through my own work in recovery, through counseling, through, like you, I've read about different religions and different paths, and I do my own thing. You know, I don't know what's up there. I really have no idea. You know, do things happen in my world? I'm like, oh, I can't explain that. That's weird. Maybe there's a God, maybe there's not. I, for a little while, was leaning toward atheist, but I think labels in general are more harmful than they do good. So what I say is, I'm just me. I'm a good human, wanting to do good things.
Right.
I believe in karma.
Yes.
I strongly believe in we are going to get back from the world what we put out.
Right.
Right. And we're in an era right now where religion is, again, you know, it's like humans are using it in a very damaging way.
Right. Because honestly, religions are not a bad thing.
Yeah, no.
They are not bad. It helps
in and
people
of themselves,
have faith.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
if you think about what they actually provide in their structure, they provide people with an element of faith and something to believe in and good morals. And I think that's a wonderful path.
Yeah.
But when you take it from that path and turn it into something vengeful and negative, that's people.
Yep.
That is not God. That is not spirituality. That's people.
Yeah.
And so you just have to be very careful about how you move around these particular subjects, because it is a really tricky thing. Politics, religion. I mean, it is not an easy thing to talk about with people right now, because everybody's all over the place. And at this point, it's really all over the place.
It is.
So,
yeah. Super cool.
Right.
You want to do another question?
Absolutely.
All right. We've kind of talked about this a little bit. Now you can maybe help people on a different level. For people who may not understand things like Reiki, intuition, or energy work, how do you explain what you actually do?
Okay, so this is interesting, because the way that I explain, so I'll start with Reiki, because they're all very different. Reiki is earth energy. That's what I like to see it as. It is our natural connection to life source energy. It is this source of energy that creates everything. We are all energetically attached to each other, as well as to the trees, the wind, the sun, the sky.
If I can pause you, the average person, the average, in layman's terms, what does that mean? How could someone go, oh, I understand that because I understand this?
Right. So science. We're going to go science here, because I am a science-based person. I like to have facts in my hand to be able to understand. So everything is made out of energy. Everything is made out of energy. And energy can
at
create...
a cellular level.
Right. At a cellular DNA level. And that DNA and cellular level connects us all together, right? Because you're made out of the same DNA as I am. Everything around us is made out of the same energetic base.
We're all connected.
Exactly. Everything is connected. And so Reiki energy, what that does for the person who's providing the Reiki. So we go through attunements that open up the energy source. So everyone carries energy in their stomach. This is our storage space, right? When you are attuned to Reiki, it opens up your chakra so that you can receive the energy. It stores in your stomach, and then you move it through your hand.
And we feel this in different ways through stress, through happiness, right?
Right.
And there's science
Right.
that shows, like there's science about how to heal, like people when they get a cancer diagnosis.
Yes.
There's research that shows someone with a positive attitude, a forward-looking output,
Right.
tend to have more positive outcomes.
Right.
So is that part of this?
Absolutely. So this goes into something that's a little bit different, because I feel like Reiki and intuition and energy work, when you categorize it, we all have natural psychic abilities. Intuition is a psychic ability. You're getting a download of information from you have no idea where. That's about things that you don't even know about. But suddenly you open your mouth and these things come out, and it sounds like you know a whole hell of a lot about something that you have no idea about.
And you don't know where that came from.
Right. It's called claircognizant.
Explain that.
So claircognizant is receiving downloads of information from the universe that need no processing. They are just there.
Interesting.
And this is actually something you can look up on Google, and it'll give you a lot more information about it as well. But it is a scientific fact that this exists. And if you really think about it, like if you think about children and sensory development and learning how to social skills and stuff like that, the ability to be able to mimic, also a psychic ability. The ability to be able to feel the emotions of the person next to you, that's also a psychic ability. So there's a thing called healing touch. Now there's a practice that's called healing touch.
Oh, okay.
But there's a thing that's called healing touch, and there are people in this world that when you get into their physical space, you feel better, because they have a natural ability to help and like make other people around them feel better just by being in their presence.
Interesting.
And so sometimes that's because you are the one who has those good thoughts. I mean, there's people like us where we went through a lot of trauma, but we still came out to be really amazing humans that are going out there every day and helping people so that, they have a better life than we did. I think that's beautiful. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we're taking our knowledge and our skills and we're going out there and using it, right? Well, if you can be in tune with the person next to you and know that they need help without even saying anything, that's being an empath. You are empathically connecting to the person that's sitting next to you. So there are random things.
So we all have this.
Every single person has their own skill set of psychic abilities.
And I believe in my work on campus, I work with what I call wicked smart students. Like they're in the hard sciences and chemistry and biology. And what you're saying is just true. We're all built on energy.
Exactly.
Right? And so we release and hold that energy. When you were talking about the stomach, like I used to struggle with sleep and anxiety at really high levels.
Yep.
When I started working on what was going on in my heart and my brain, wow, the stomach problems went away. Right? I was able to sleep. I know friends in recovery have this too. I remember I used to just have noise.
Yeah,
all the time. All the time.
Exactly.
I can just feel it coming. It's gone. And that's energy, right?
Yeah.
And it's from, I needed to heal. I needed to stop being mad at the world and people and shift that to, well, they're humans. They were doing the best. But, right? So this is what we're talking about.
Yep.
We all have it.
Yep. Yeah. And the funniest thing that I've ever heard was, and I love the way it got put, is that we are the only animal on this earth that punishes ourselves more than one time for something negative that we do.
Humans.
Yeah, human beings. Only animal on Earth that has that problem.
As we've been talking about this, I think about, I've always had people call me the dog whisperer, because that's a term, but I've always had a strong connection with dogs.
Yeah. That means you're an animal empath.
I just, I can just, and other people will say it, I'll go talk to the dog before the human, but no, I can look at a dog and just kind of go, oh man, buddy, you know,
Yeah.
or, oh wow, like it's,
Yeah.
and I can't explain that. I don't know. I have a way with dogs.
Yeah.
And that's what we're
That's
talking
beautiful.
about. Everyone
Yeah.
has their own
Everybody
way.
has their own way of doing it.
Katrina with the kids in this preschool
Absolutely.
and their parents.
Absolutely.
Like she's knowledgeable, she's educated, but and I'm a realist,
Yeah.
right? I'm a realist, but I also believe what we're talking about because she has a way with people, just like all of her work, just a way about her.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, right?
Genuinely.
Just a way.
I
yeah.
love her as a human
Yeah.
being. She's
Yeah.
one of my favorite people.
And we can, what I'm kind of saying about being a realist, we can we can look at the environment she was
Yeah.
raised in, her parents and all of that. Like if you meet the Kells, you go, oh, that's where they came. But that's just energy too. It's
Yeah.
energy that you carry into the world and you carry into your life. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something bigger out there.
Yeah.
And
I agree with
a lot
that.
of it we can. And then, you know, the other thing about energy work is working with herbs and crystals. So what people don't understand about herbs and crystals is that crystals and rocks have their own energy, right? So if you're at the river and you find a rock that you really like and you want to bring it home, part of the reason that you were energetically connected to that is because water grounds you. It's your grounding space. And so having an element of that grounding space in your personal environment helps you stay grounded.
Because everything's got energy.
Right.
And as you're
Everything.
saying this, you know, I think about when we go to the beach.
Right.
We purposefully like go to the beach once a year. And when we're walking on the beach, I actually have like, wow, this is bigger than me.
Yeah.
This is big. And you know, we collect little shells and rocks and yeah, and it's a different experience than when we're by the river. The
Right.
river's got its own feel.
Own energy. You go into the forest and it's one thing. And again, this is why I really love Washington, because you get all kinds
we
of
got it
elements.
all.
You got the rainforest, you have the forest, you have the ocean, you've got the desert, and the plains. Everything in between.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing because you can, in less than 2 hours, be in one environment that is completely different from the environment that you're in. And so Washington State's a pretty cool place to live because of that. And every environment has like rocks and crystals and like the flora and fauna, things that grow, you know, that are just particularly for that area. Even though they can grow in other areas, this is like this is their space, you know. But they all have, these are the environments we were born to live in. When humanity came into this life, there was no concrete, there was no buildings,
Right.
there was none of that stuff.
Yeah.
People made that.
There's a song by Tracy Chapman. I can't think of the name of it, but she sings about you know, how we've paved over.
We really have.
Yeah.
And we spend so much of our time thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thinking about yesterday.
Yeah.
That we don't actually live right now.
This is all we got.
Yeah. And right now is where we're building our legacy.
Yeah.
We're building what we're leaving behind.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that when I leave this world, that I will have positively touched so many people's lives.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, that was somebody I was searching for.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, I get to be that guy for people like me.
I want to give.
Yes,
I want to
exactly.
give it.
I don't want people
Because
to
those
experience
few
that
people
kind of
we
stuff.
had, I'm
Yes.
guessing you maybe had one or two people that did. It left such a huge impact.
Right.
That when I look back today, like that's Johnny Ravel's flag. My dog Johnny's named after Johnny Ravel. Like he was the one stepdad, the one dad that actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
Now there was a whole bunch of stuff, and that's in my book, and I talk about it, but that's not what I really remember.
Right.
And that's why I think you and I agree that we want to give that to as many people as possible.
Well, and the other thing about it, the spirituality thing is shifting your memories. So I know this sounds really weird, but like I spent so much time focused on all the negative stuff, all the bad stuff, like that I didn't even remember the good stuff. And so over the last couple of years, especially recently with my grandma passing away, it was interesting to have all of these memories of these good, amazing things come up. And then thinking about my mom and growing up with her, because my mom is an amazing mom. Like she went through so much crap. And the fact that she's turned out to be the human being that she is she was the person I aspired to be.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, and I think that that's a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, so shifting that, and I'm with you.
You can literally change the way your past looks and feels just by focusing on different aspects of it. Rather than the pain, focus on the good stuff.
Yeah.
Because joy, that's what we're supposed to be experiencing. Love, that's what we're supposed to be experiencing. Getting out there and enjoying each other and life. Yeah.
Is it?
Because truly, think about it this way. You set a goal, right? Mm-hmm. You attain that goal. Mm-hmm. What do you experience? Joy. We're supposed to be experiencing that.
Monday night dinners.
Exactly. The simple pleasures. Yeah. You know?
But I think also there's joy in getting through conflict.
Yes. Conflict resolution.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because truly, if we didn't experience pain and loss, we would never understand about happiness, joy, and peace. Chaos, peace. Pain, sadness, joy, happiness. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other, because you won't recognize how good things are if you haven't gone through something bad.
Perfect. Okay, we have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
And again, as you know, you've talked about this some, but this is an opportunity for you to educate on this one. What are some misconceptions or skepticism you run into? Maybe highlight the big ones that you hear pretty regularly. And how do you handle that?
So the first one, which is the biggest one, is because I'm a psychic, people just naturally think that I know everything that's going to happen. That's not true. I cannot read your mind. I am not allowed to know things that are going to happen in my life prior to them happening, unless it's a warning. And I cannot just tell you what's going on in your life without using my tools. So
and what are those tools?
I read energy through the palms of my hands. So I will use tarot cards or items that people are going to touch, or during Reiki, I touch people.
What are tarot cards?
So tarot cards are...
Because, you know, it's, oh God, it's voodoo.
Yeah.
It's...
Well, and they're a way to receive messages from spirit. Because not everybody is clairaudient, which is being able to clearly hear things that are coming from spirit. Not everybody is a medium, so you can't see things or people coming at you. Not everybody's, there's a lot of different things that some people experience that the general public just don't. Yeah. And so
why do you think that is?
I think it's how attached you are to the physical sense of the world.
That's exactly.
And I know that sounds weird.
No, I think my mind has opened up so much more since I've gone through my own healing and process, and I'm more agreeable to different. Like I remember I went to the Puyallup Fair years and years ago. I was early 20s. Way before recovery, and there was a hypnotist, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go up there, I'll let him. I couldn't be hypnotized because I wasn't open to it. Right. Yeah. I wasn't open to the possibility. So I think there's something to what you're saying. So back to the tarot cards.
Okay, so the tarot cards, for me, the way that they work is they tell a story. So I've been reading tarot for over 30 years, and I know the general basis of what every card means.
Got it.
So they tell a physical story. I put the cards down, and I look at them and the way that they're placed and what's surrounding them, and it tells a story. But the other side of it is that I actually touch the cards, and I have people infuse my cards with their energy before I shuffle and put them down, so that I get a good energy hit off of the people that I'm working with, which helps me navigate the story better, because basically information comes to me as puzzle pieces, and I have to put this puzzle together to try and figure out the story this person needs to hear, because what I'm getting is information from their spirit guides, their guardian angels, their ancestors, their crossed over loved ones, whomever wants to give them information. So that particular tool for me is like reading a story out of a book. And it gives me a physical space to work from with the information that I'm getting fed.
And so these tarot cards, are there like different types of decks?
Yeah,
are they all the same?
All kinds of different decks. And you can get the Rider-Waite tarot deck is the original.
Oh.
So if you want to learn, that is the deck to go
And
to.
who created these?
These were created so long ago. And to be really honest, I know I've read the stories, but
It's
I can't
okay.
remember at this
Like
point.
hundreds of
But
years
we're
ago,
talking
thousands of years ago?
We're talking the 1700s.
Oh, okay.
This is a very old tradition, but the problem is just like anything else that doesn't quite fit into the social norm.
Oh, I can only imagine.
That hit of being pagan or being
still
evil
to this
or
day,
being demonic.
people will kind of go, "Oh God,
Well,
voodoo."
I mean, you're hearing messages through an object, and you can't hear it yourself. Of course, people are going to be like, "If I can't hear it, there's something wrong."
But it's okay if you hear it in the church.
Right.
Because that's
thing.
what is more culturally
It's the same
accepted,
thing.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think it's funny because a few years ago I got ordained as a minister because I wanted to be able to do different styles of weddings for people because
same.
not everybody wants to do the traditional wedding. And I was like, this is so fun.
Yeah.
Didn't even dawn on me that I had accidentally maneuvered myself into a 5th generation minister.
Oh, you did.
My dad's
my
dad,
gosh.
his dad, and his dad before him.
Oh,
so
wow.
here I am.
Here you are.
But it's interesting because instead of ministering Southern Baptist, I get to minister spirituality to people.
That's
and
super
just
cool.
kind of introduce them to a deeper part of themselves than they've known before.
So it's not scary.
It's not
It's
scary.
not voodoo.
It isn't voodoo.
It's, what I'm hearing from you, and because you've done a tarot card reading for me.
Yeah.
It's been a little while, but it's an interesting process. It's eye-opening. It gave me a lot to think about. I actually had my friend, she did a little life coach session for me, and it's they can't see it on the screen.
Yeah. But
see where it says big thing? Right? You and I talked about, there's something big out there for, and so
absolutely.
I think it's just an interesting process. It gives you more to think about, more to process. It wasn't negative.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh God, you're trying to, do witchcraft, which I actually have views on is it paganism, witchcraft? That's not all negative.
No. Well, and to be really honest,
yes, please.
These are all the old original faiths that came from so Catholicism is fairly new.
Yeah.
Christianity is actually really new.
Yeah.
So before that, we still had a lot of different faiths, mythological faiths, right?
And it
What
was
they
more
call
mythological,
pagan.
right?
Right. And it really was because if you look at even with like Native American history, you look at Celtic, Gaelic, you look at
Isn't that interesting?
there is a crossover.
Our society accepts Native American traditions at a pretty high level.
Right.
And they're pretty similar to a lot of what we're talking about.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I am also my great grandma was a shaman for her tribe.
Oh. Yeah.
And so this kind of runs from my mom's side of the family too. And so this is something that has been, I feel like I was just supposed to bring it back out. And I'm okay with that, you know? It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't mind. And to be honest, it's so wonderful to see that aha moment in people's faces when they finally realize it. So I have one other misconception I have to bring up because tarot readings.
Yes.
Okay, so there is that end, future. It is not set in stone that that's going to be anybody's future. The way that I talk to people about that is that this is the energies that are going into what your future could be. If you don't like the story, you can change it. My other half's dad and stepmom, they were asking me like early on about this stuff, which I thought was wonderful because, as farmers and stuff like that around here, I was like, this is so cool to be able to talk about this with you. And so I was like, they said, well, I had a friend that went and had a psychic reading and then he walked out and got into a car accident and died.
Oh God. Okay.
How did she not see that?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you
wow.
right now with tarot readings, psychic readings, what we don't get is what other people's decisions are going to be. Right? So your life is in this direction, but what we don't get is if there's a random person that's going to be driving down the street and not looking and you get hit by a car. That's not going to be information that we get because that's someone else's story. That's their journey, and then they just brought you into it.
Yeah.
So you When you get a reading, it is always a if. This could happen. This is a possibility. If you change the path of what you're doing,
it'll change the outcome.
Every single choice we make changes the outcome. It changes it constantly. Yeah. And I think that that's a really good thing for people to remember, is that you are investing in your future. You're investing in your life by working on yourself today.
I, and some may disagree with this, but there are a lot of parallels to Christianity, to religion. Like, people like, well, why didn't God help me? Well, because you have free will.
Well,
because you're living on earth. God is a good God. People go, why? And I even, why did God allow all this terrible stuff? Well, it's been explained in similar ways.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that you can say you need help, but until you give them permission to help you, because of free will, they can't step in and do anything. So if you need help, ask them for help. Say guides, guardian angels, whatever.
And you got to be open to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the story of the guy that was out on a boat and his boat's sinking, right?
Right.
And he drowns and goes up to God, why didn't you help me? And God's like, didn't I send you a rescue boat? And you didn't take it? Didn't I send you someone with a life raft and you didn't take it? Right. That kind of same thing.
Yeah. Angels are everywhere.
Yeah.
Earth angels are everywhere. We are constantly sent people into our lives that are there specifically to be helpers. And we either choose to accept that or we choose not to. Yeah. And that choice will affect your life.
Yeah.
It will.
So
it will affect your life.
So true. Okay. Your last question, then 2 closing questions.
Okay.
From your work with people, right? What are you seeing right now? What are people struggling with or searching for? Because you're doing pretty well in your business. You meet with, on average, how many people a week would you say?
At least 10 to
Great.
20.
So that's a pretty good chunk of people on a regular basis.
Yes.
So what are you seeing? What are people most struggling with or searching for the most?
I think everybody's trying to find, at least the consensus so far, is just how to be happy in the way that life is going right now. Because it's kind of chaotic at the moment. You look at politics, you look at what's going on in humanity, and it's difficult because no matter where you stand on your beliefs, it's difficult to see what's happening. And for people that are really heavily empathic, which means that you can feel outside energy a lot, this collective energy is really difficult to deal with. And so just being able to create a barrier from it so you're not absorbing so much, which is a lot of the reason why I work with crystals, because of the barrier, the ability to create barriers from energy absorption from other people. Yes.
Interesting.
And then the other one is learning how to love themselves. That is a really hard thing. And to be honest, I understand that because I even have days where I'm like, what the fuck is my problem? Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm human. It's okay to have a problem. It is okay for me to not be okay every day. It is okay. And this is the other thing, is that so many people think that they're falling back into negative patterns because they have a hard day. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, healing is not linear. It goes up and down. You can have a really good week and then feel like shit for 2 days. You can feel great for a month and then fall back into some sort of like depression or negative pattern. And that doesn't mean that you're falling back into old ways. What it does mean is you're recognizing those patterns. And when they come up and you recognize that, that is exactly when you can go, hey.
And that's progress, isn't it?
It's progress. It's healing. And it never ends. I mean, you don't have a cap time for healing. It's going to be the rest of your life. And it's okay. But I think just knowing that that is how life is and that you don't have to, there's so much in this society that is like, well, you just need to be okay. And it's like, but that's not how humans are built.
Well, we've talked about that's not reality. We have
emotions. We're supposed to feel these things. That's part of who we are, or else we would be like all the other animals. There is a reason why we have the level of capabilities of emotions that we do. And it is because we're supposed to feel them, learn how to work through them, and learn how to move past it. It's not giving up. It's not forgetting. It's not letting go. It is learning how to process it and move past it.
I've heard you say this a few times during our conversation is well, you just said it really clearly and I say this about, people navigating life and recovery is, it's not this.
Yeah.
It's
this.
It's
all over.
And I've heard you say something that I remind myself of, and it's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's okay.
And the key thing, and then we're closing this up with closing questions. And thank you for all this great information.
Absolutely.
The key thing that you've shared that I think is so valid, and I've heard other guests say this in different ways, is you got to be open to it.
Yeah.
You got to be, and that can be scary, but man, your life trajectory has been one from, if I educate a guest, chaos and trauma and stuff to a pretty good life today.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I've heard you say is right now.
Right now.
Not yesterday.
Yep.
Not tomorrow.
Yep.
Right now.
Yesterday already happened.
Yeah.
Tomorrow isn't even here yet.
Yeah.
And worrying, and that's the other thing, is we spend so much time worrying about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's the reason why people don't make that step.
Oh,
is they're
absolutely.
afraid of what's on the other side.
Fear
What's on the
fear
other
of
side?
success,
Not
fear
this.
of yeah.
Not
and it can be
this.
scary. Like, oh God,
Right.
if I move that, what's gonna happen?
Right,
I don't
exactly.
know. Yeah.
Curiosity.
Yeah. Oh,
That was my hypnotist thing.
Oh.
So Tim Barlin.
Yeah.
I go to him for hypnosis.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you earlier about social anxiety because I had some serious social anxiety, and it's something that I'm working on. But I went and I saw him, and I was like, I don't know what to do about this, because every time I get into a position to where I'm getting ready to talk to a group, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go hide.
Yeah.
And curiosity was what we added to my plethora of things to help me with my social anxiety through hypnosis. And that led me to being really creative.
That's cool.
Making jewelry, making the resin molds with the crystals and herbs.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell you how much that helped me. But
Well,
it was because I was open.
Yeah. I thank you for sharing that. I just want you to hear from, an observer of people that I'm really proud of you, and I see you, and you're out there and you're doing it. And so good job, Tim, for helping you with that, but also for you, like you said, being willing to step out there. And, and you present, in this, I don't know, it's probably been 35, 40 minutes. You present information on a topic that can be, stigmatized and voodoo and
Woo-woo, yes.
in a way that's, you don't get defensive. You don't like, well, I'm not going to talk to you. And that's who you are. I can tell you're who you are. And I think that's a really cool thing to have.
Yeah.
For me, working in the field of educating people on substance use disorders, I think internally sometimes you might have this too, like, oh God, here we go. But, it's an opportunity to educate.
It is.
And that's
really
great.
Is. It really is.
Yeah.
And even with, doing Reiki at Peers Rising, I've
Yeah.
noticed that the people that I work with,
Yeah.
every time they come in, they're doing better.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes me proud.
Yeah. And
I'm
thank you for
happy
doing
that I
that.
get to be a positive part of people's recovery.
You were one of our first volunteers when it was KCRCO. I remember you contacted me pretty quickly, and you're still doing it. So that's super cool.
Yep.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
All right, I'm ready.
Now it's your opportunity, Laura, to give a message out there to someone who watches this either today or a year from now, whenever it is, or is just listening, to give this message of hope in however you want to do it. What would you say to someone who's curious about this kind of work, but unsure where to start?
Oh, okay. So first of all, ask questions. I know it's scary. Not everybody's going to respond well, but to be really honest, when I came out as a psychic medium in this town, I was not expecting a positive, I was not expecting it to go well. And I am honestly so surprised at how well I was received here.
Yeah.
And how well the process has gone with me building a business, like I said, I do weird shit. And I built a business on it. Like
a strong
who the heck
business
does that? Like,
yeah.
I want you to know you can too. I want you to know it's okay to ask questions. I want you to know that if you ask somebody a question and they respond in a way that does not positively come out, they're just not ready for the question. It doesn't mean they don't like you. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means they're not ready for it yet. So don't take it personally. The second thing is listen, write stuff down. Google it, research, and dedicate yourself to it, because you can do anything you want. We all have the ability to do what we want. It's just a matter of overcoming our self-sabotaging side of ourselves and stop telling yourself you can't. I can't is the worst thing that you can say to yourself. Say, I will try, because at least if you try, you're giving it a chance.
Yeah, it's something I say to the grandsons. I know I say to them in that same thread is, they'll say, well, I can't do that. Well, is it that you can, or you just don't know how yet?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've done, this doing a podcast.
Right?
I had I had some, but now it's evolved, and you learn, and you trial and error, and that's what I'm hearing you say is get out there, educate yourself.
If you're not failing, you're not doing, learning.
Yeah. Yep.
You gotta fail to learn.
Yeah.
And this is another thing I tell people is I'm like, stop trying to play the hero.
No.
You don't need to save other people. Because if they're doing something physically harmful and dangerous to yourself, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But let them learn.
Yeah.
You gotta fall down so you can learn to get back up. If
Yeah.
you don't, then you end up becoming somebody who is supported by other people all the time.
Look at us.
Self-support, guys. Self-love.
We've tripped and fallen a couple times, right? But here we
million.
are. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
This has been
that's
great.
how you learn. That's how you get to these places. Is don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Try. Be curious. Get out there and do it.
And what's that saying? There's one of my favorite quotes is, I'd rather try and fail than to be in a place of not having tried at all.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, here it is. This is the one where I go, here we go. What's something you've always wanted to ask me?
So, in your experience in recovery and having gone through what you went through and being who you were to where you are now and who you are now, what would you tell people as for that middle ground of, I'm just realizing I need help and I need to do something about my life, to the, here I am and I did something and now I get to do something greater. Like that whole middle step.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone else who's getting ready to start that process to be able to help motivate them to stay on track?
The first thing that comes to mind, if I'm talking to them, and I try to do this when I have the opportunity, is I say to them, I believe in you, and I want you to believe in yourself.
That's so.
I just talked with a community member whose family member is struggling, and the one thing that I said to that individual is, don't give up hope. That's the other one is don't give up hope. I in my darkest days, they were really dark. I had some really dark days, and it was really hard to see. Like, I didn't see like I'd be this someday, but I always, that's me when I was a little boy with a Tonka truck. There was always that little boy in me who kind of wanted out. Yeah. And so I try to help people to see that, like you just said when you talked about someone, if they're wanting to get into this arena of work, try, give it, I say this, you don't have to do it all today.
Yeah, no.
You don't have to do it all today. And I know some people in the realm of recovery don't necessarily agree with this, but if someone's wanting to quit drinking and quitting drugs, I say, well, maybe just taper down for now.
Yeah.
Maybe just take a baby step. Just take a small step, and then take another step the next day.
Yeah.
And I'm very much, you and I are very in line, is that just focus on today.
Yeah.
Don't
it doesn't matter
don't
about
focus,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Work on right now.
And I know yesterday can be real heavy, and I'm never dismissive of that, but radical acceptance is huge for me.
Yes.
Got what I got right now. This is what it is. I don't have to like it all. I can like some of it, but this is what I got.
Right.
And so what can I do right now?
Yeah. How do I work with this?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's my answer to that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show. This has been really good. I think this one's a really good one. I'm all about opening minds and hearts. And I think you do that really well with the work you do.
I do my best. I try every day.
Okay.
Every
there
day.
we go. Oh, we can't forget to take our picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to Deep Dive with Dr. D. You can follow me on my other social media channels by clicking the link in the description.